Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You're listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, and we have a mix of things for you today. Right now in the studio with us is Joann Stang. Hi, welcome to the show, Joann.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear yourself?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good, loud and clear, good, love it. Maybe I need to turn on my headphones a little bit higher. But anyway, we're glad to have you. We're also going to be talking to Elizabeth Jacobson. She's a program representative for the San Diego Council on Literacy. But we're glad to have that representation from BASIC. This is Joann's program. She's the, is this all right, Learning Academy founder. Are you the founder?
Yes, I'm the founder of the Learning Academy.
Okay, very good. And this is, Learning Academy is under BASIC.
Right.
Right. And how did you get into this? Because you're running as a volunteer a literacy program for young people in the what we call the desert area of San Diego County. We forget. Do you guys feel that we forget about Borrego Springs out here? Do you feel like forgotten sometimes?
I think Borrego Springs always feels forgotten. We have to explain to people that we're part of San Diego County.
Right. And it's like, where's that? But, I tell you, people talk about Palm Springs and 29 Palms. I go to Borrego Springs, and I feel like I've gone far, far away. It just feels really good. And I love the people there. And just the let's call it the culture, but just a place where you're away. The downside being sometimes the summers. You're in the desert. How long have you lived there, or do you live there?
No, I live in San Diego, but I used to have a weekend place out in Borrego, and that was probably more than 20 years ago. And it's sort of, once you become part of Borrego, you really become part of Borrego,
right.
Just as you said.
Yeah.
And you can't get away even if you don't live there as a snowbird or even as a resident. Borrego Springs probably has about 3,000 residents on an ongoing all-around year basis. And most of those people are the people who are doing the gardening and working in the hotels and that sort of thing. Right. This time of year, for 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes 5 months, a lot more people come in as snowbirds and sort of change the mix and change the culture of what's going on in Borrego. But the school system has about 400 kids.
Right.
And those children, for the most part, are free lunch kids, 89%. Sort of living below the poverty line or not speaking English as their first language. So the Learning Academy really was developed to provide a boost to children in the school system at critical points in their learning juncture. The first one being reading by the time they get through the 3rd grade.
This is such a great thing because here, as you described it to me, is a community where you might go if you're retired. You have a home, and you might come and go. You might have a second home somewhere else. But you also have a community of the people who live there for a long time, families. They're in the service industry, maybe low income. They have families, and they go to school. And maybe these families haven't had a history of books for children, a history of high school or college graduation in the family. How am I doing so far?
Yeah, you're right on.
Right. And so instead of just letting things go, you've all stepped forward and said, we're going to invest in these young people.
We are definitely a group of volunteers, and all our programs are educational programs for the young people and even for the adults. We have some programs that would help adults with retraining sort of skills scholarship programs that do that. But we call our strategy the C2G strategy, which to us says cradle to graduation. So that means that we're going to provide support programs and boost programs for kids from cradle through to graduation, and that graduation for some of our students is actually master's degrees. We've supported some students with scholarships for master's programs.
And I've heard this. Who designed C2G?
A couple of us on the board. We've been an organization that for more than 20 years has provided scholarships. And our scholarships we're doing mostly for high school students and then continuing kids going to university or colleges. Our scholarships were doing well, and our students were doing well, but we began to look at the real success rate of those kids, and we found that they didn't come to that point of getting a scholarship with a good background. So what we started doing was researching the literature to find out what it takes to actually have a child graduating from high school prepared for the next step, a technical school, a college, a 2-year, 4-year, whatever. And what we found was there are a couple of things that are really critical, and so our programs are doing that.
And what are those critical things?
The critical things are reading and books in the home. And Jose, you know our Dolly Parton Imagination Library
I want to talk
program.
more about that. Yes.
But we provide the Dolly Parton Library Imagination Program as the first group in San Diego County to ever do that. Provides a book monthly, free, into the home of every enrolled child from birth until their 5th birthday. Kids who, in fact, have books in the home, even if they don't get them read to them, do much better when they get to preschool and school, and even by the 3rd grade, they're still going better than their non-reading peers. Then we do the Learning Academy, which meets 2 critical junctures. One is 3rd grade reading on grade level. So Learning Academy is a 4-week summer program, provides reading instruction on a very individualized level for 2nd and 3rd graders who need a boost. The program is designed to have 1 teacher and 1 teacher's aide for every 10 kids. Makes a big difference. We also, in that summer program, do a math for middle school students because that's another critical juncture.
Sure. Yep.
There's research that shows that kids that aren't doing their fractions by the time they graduate from school are in fact not going to be able to earn as much in their lifetime as kids who are more proficient.
See, and I have not seen that statistic, so thank you for sharing that. I don't know, we have those for reading, but that's a good stat to keep in mind.
Math in the middle school is totally critical too. So that's the third element of the program is a English language learners program. We do that for middle school and high school kids who need to develop their fluency. So those are the critical junctures, and then you get to scholarships.
Wonderful, right? And there's a couple things I want to talk to as relates to that. Let me just go back a little bit. Somebody has thought all of this out. They've done the research. You're the founder. What is your background, Joann?
Oh, my background is not as a reading.
Is it irrelevant or
totally
disconnected
irrelevant.
from what you're doing today?
I was a scientist who spent more than 20 years as a human resources executive. So it doesn't relate, although research does relate, But no, I got there because I like Borrego Springs. I like the volunteers I worked with. And when you're looking at education programs and you have a wonderful population of people who you could help.
Right. Yeah.
You just find ways to do it, and we think this is the way. The school system is very excited about all of our support, and we're getting some good results that show that these programs really are making a difference for our kids.
I've been there the last couple of years for the golf fundraiser, and I feel the spirit of people investing in everyone in the community and quality of life. You have a brand new library there.
Wonderful.
And it's beautiful. I took a tour. And then you have other people who come back or come to the community, college students who are part of the program. Tell us about that. In
the summer, the Learning Academy uses teachers' aides. These are well-qualified college kids, and for the we will have our 5th year of Learning Academy this summer, and 2 of our aides have been with us all the time, and they are kids who grew up and still live in Borrego. They're going to college. Both of those young women now are working on master's degrees, one in teaching and the other in her academic profession, but intends to become a teacher also.
Very good. Well, so you have folks who are coming back, and they get back in. That's just that's what you want to see happening. And it's just, I know it's happening from different ends of things. So again, going to that fundraiser, the golf part is fun, but you show up for that evening dinner, and just watch people enthusiastically contributing funding and just other things to generate funding for this program. So good for all of you for putting that all together, right?
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, our second major fundraiser was scheduled for this weekend, but like all things that have been group events, we've just had to cancel it.
Yeah.
It's an art show. It'll be back next year in March.
Yeah.
It's already in its 31st year, but we thought that once the governor put out his sort of directions, we wanted to follow in line and thought that it would be best to go ahead and cancel it, unfortunately.
Okay, well, good. Yes, we are in the beginning stages of just the adjustment to what's taking place with the coronavirus. So we're still figuring that out. So we're talking right now to Joann Stang. She's the Learning Academy founder for BASIC, which stands for Basic Assistance for Students in the Community. There in Borrego Springs, we have a few more questions. I do want to talk more about the Dolly Parton program. You've been listening to all of us, and we are on WS Radio. This is the Literacy for All radio show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy, and we'll be right back.
Can you help a newborn baby in need? Sometimes the blessing of birth becomes complicated and perilous. Miracle Babies is there to help. Miracle Babies helps moms and dads give their all to their struggling little baby, but still need more. When you give to Miracle Babies, you help them give more. More skin-to-skin care, breast milk, and love. Go to miraclebabies.org and give right now. Be their miracle.
Looking to be a successful entrepreneur? The virtual assistant industry continues to be a top choice for those looking to start their own business. The problem can be how to become a virtual assistant. Many turn to the Bible of the VA industry, the book Virtual Assistant, the series, and it's the perfect guide for office managers, executive assistants, and other administrative professionals looking to make the transition from employee to successful business owner. Go to vatheseries.com to get your copy today.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
Homeless veterans and their families are suffering and need our support, but many won't ask or don't know that help is within reach. Veterans Community Services is here to help. Amazingly, about 35% of the homeless in our neighborhoods are veterans with families. Low-income veterans or their friends are encouraged to contact Veterans Community Services and reach out for help with housing and other services. Call now, 800-974-9909.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world where children don't play, or dream, or imagine.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children, because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. This is the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio. We're talking to Joann Stang. She's the Learning Academy founder for BASIC, which stands for Basic Assistance for Students in the Community, and that community is Borrego Springs. Now, Joann, what you've done is something that, well, probably a few things that you've done that nobody else is doing, and one is this project in Borrego Springs. But the other thing, and you would think, right, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, the Imagination Library program, Dolly Parton's book program for children, is only happening right now, and that's going to change, in one community, and that's Borrego Springs. How did all that come about? And describe it again for the folks so they understand clearly what this does.
The Dolly Parton Imagination Library program is just fantastic. It's the best bang you could get for any buck in books because it provides Dolly Parton, the people in Tennessee in the foundation, actually administer and provide a program sending an age-appropriate book to the home once a month of every child who's enrolled from birth until age 5, totally free for the household. Now, a community group or a not-for-profit or, in some cases, a government, in fact, does support this. But the cost is about $25 a year for a child to get 12 books, and over the course of their participation in the library, they will have a personal library of 60 books.
Wow.
By the time they're age 5.
That's a great collection. That is a great collection. So I have friends up in North Georgia. If you cross the street, you're in Chattanooga. So that's how close they are to Tennessee. And I just thought this was a program in the South. But I happened to be there the one day where they opened up the mail, and there was look, and it's fun being a literacy person because if there's anything that happens in literacy, people want to talk to you and share it with you. Look what we get. And the kids are so excited because a book has been mailed to their home for the children. And so it's just an exciting thing. And then us understanding that, you tell me about books in the home of the children that you're serving. A lot of books? None? Whatever?
No, we've done some surveys of books in our home, and we have homes that don't even have any magazines in them. So, when children come to kindergarten, they get a test, evaluation of the, ability to read, not read as such, but what do they do with a book? And children who have never had books in the home don't know what to do with the book, don't know how to turn the pages, don't know which side's up, and that sort of thing. Makes a whole lot of difference with their readiness to learn and their, interest in books and that sort of thing. So we now get books. The books that Dolly puts out are really in English. Her programs are now in the United States, England, and Australia. So she's working in English. We've been promised that there might be one bilingual book each year at each grade level. I'm not sure we've seen that yet. But the research would say a couple of things about English language books in primarily Hispanic family settings. The one is their brothers and sisters who often read the books to younger siblings. The other is moms and dads are sometimes still working on their English, and children's books are much easier to read than adult books, so they can participate. And the third is that the literature says that even if the book isn't read, having books on the shelf or having books around the house does make a substantial difference for the child when they get to school.
Absolutely. I mean, we have picture books. So here are books that look like regular children's books, but there's no words in them. And so here's a mom who may not be able to read in any language, and she can tell the story And that's it's not just print, it's also exposure to words, it's vocabulary, it's language exchange, it's questions, it's critical thinking, all of those things that we want all children to have in those early years. So thank you for bringing that program, not just to Borrego Springs, but you're bringing it to San Diego, and I want to talk about
I
that
hope
more
so.
later.
Jose, you're going to bring it to San
absolutely.
Diego.
Yeah, so we've done the paperwork. I want to share this with you so you can see how this is already catching fire. But I had done a presentation to the Chula Vista Rotary Club, and I described this program to them. 2 days ago, I got a call, and they said, look, we heard you speak, and we told each other while you were talking, we need to do this. So they've raised $500 already, right? How many kids is that? 16?
That's a whole mess of kids.
20 kids?
20 kids.
Yeah, 20 kids are going to get a book delivered to their home, right, for a whole year.
Yep, 12 books.
Once a month. So people like the way this is packaged. Looking at about $2 a book a month.
Yeah.
And that's a great deal to give them postage and the cost of books.
Yeah.
Right? So
and they're wonderful books.
Whose great idea was this anyway?
Well, it was Dolly Parton's great idea.
Sure was, yeah.
We learned it from the Midwest because I'm a snowbird with the Midwest. And back in the Midwest, we heard about it in our local community. And there, the United Way sponsored it for a county. And those people told us, oh, this is so easy to administer. This is just such a wonderful program, and it's so easy. You can't not do it. So we were very surprised when we were able to bring it here to San Diego County, but then couldn't believe that we were the only program.
Yeah.
And it does. The program supports a geography, so we can't support all of San Diego from Borrego Springs. We have to deal just with our geography.
Yeah, and I just want to share a little on that because we hear from, we're investing in one school in National City. It's a high-need area. And the school folks we were sitting down with, they said, can you move this through our district into other schools? And I said, look, we'd love to do that, but we understand that if we're going to be impactful, we're going to make real change happen. We have to intensely apply successful interventions in small areas. And so once we start spreading things out like that, we don't have impact. And so your focus on Borrego Springs is important. We need to see more of what the Chula Vista Rotary Club wants to do in their city. I think the United Way is a good contact to have. What we're going to focus on in San Diego is the 92114 area code. We're going to try that out, see how it works, and also do some promotional work to see if other cities or groups want to take on this project. So can you tell me, it's going to help me out and our staff, what's the workload for running a project like this?
Very small.
Okay.
Because the Dolly Parton Foundation has a really good computer system. So you need to enroll every child in the beginning. If their address changes along the way, you need to make those. But you really have some work once a month.
Okay.
And it's very easy to manage.
Okay, real
And
good.
your fundraising, you find people in book clubs love to give money for kids to get books.
Very good. Well, that's great because our board of directors like, Jose, be careful, we got enough things to do. And this could be time intensive, but I'm hearing that we can handle this.
You'll handle it.
Well, it's a good area of focus, and it's a good response, I think, to what you're seeing in the community. Can you tell me, we have about 2.5 minutes before we sign off on this segment, maybe your favorite success story with BASIC?
The thing that really happens that makes us really, really pleased that we raise a lot of money to have our Learning Academy each summer is the change that we see in a child's interest in learning and in their self-esteem. I could tell you last summer of a child who arrived for the program, was in the reading program, came with a hoodie on and hoodie up, and our teachers know this child from before. During the course of the 4 weeks, This was a child who never spoke up in class and who always wore his hoodie and kept it up all the time in class. At the end of the 4 weeks, this child was actively participating in class. And when he went back to the school system in the fall, his teacher immediately noticed this child does not have his hoodie up. He's actively speaking up in class, and he's not sitting in the back of the room. That's the kind of change that's even beyond helping a child with a part of the reading program. It's the thing that sets that kid up to be a success when I think he would have been a failure otherwise.
Yeah, that's sometimes young people find themselves in books and open up and feel better about themselves. Like I said, confidence is that thing that goes up.
Books and individual attention, that relationship with the teacher in such a close little group helps a whole lot too.
Very good. We have about a minute, so I just want to give you opportunity, famous last words, and maybe if somebody wanted to talk to you about BASIC, where should they go?
BASIC has a website, borregobasic.org. That's an easy place to find all of us and find our programs and find our opportunities for participation because we're an all-volunteer organization. We do all of these programs by raising all the money ourselves. We have no paid organization that goes with us. And we do it because, as one of our leaders said, you guys don't even have children in the community. But we do it because we believe that children and learning is really the basis of becoming a citizen and become a participant in our world.
Very good. Thank you, Joann. That's a great interview.
Thank
so glad to have you. We'll have you back again. You've been listening to Joann Stang and the Literacy for All radio show. We're learning about BASIC. We're the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page, mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com. Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McCullough brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcCullough.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. MCAULIFFE. ChristopherMcCullough.com.